Hello everyone. In today's video lecture of Principles and Practices of Management, we would be taking up Module 2 of Unit 2. And the topic is Strategic Planning, its concept, process, importance and limitation. Let's start with the definition of strategy and strategic planning. What is a strategy? It is basically the determination of the basic long-term goals and objectives of an enterprise and the adoption of the course of action and allocation of resources necessary for carrying out these goals. So, strategies are simply a set of actions that enable an organization to achieve results. Strategic planning definition, it says it is a disciplined effort to produce fundamental decisions and actions that shape and guide what an organization is, what it does and why it does, with a focus on the future. So it is basically a company or an organization has to decide where are we now, where do we want to be and how will we get there. Strategic planning is an organization process defining its strategy or direction or making decisions on allocating its resources to pursue this strategy. It is basically what do we want to do, how do we best excel, where do we want the company to be, and the four basic elements are vision, mission, values and strategy. Let's start with the strategic planning. It says basically it is gathering of all facts when making decisions. It is necessary to, it is always best to have the maximum amount of information available. Go for SWOT analysis, then gather inputs from stakeholders, company performance analysis of the organization. Go for internal and external limitations, social and economic trends. So among the most useful tools for strategic planning is the SWOT analysis, that is the internal and external assessment of the organization, its strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. The types of plans are the strategic planning plan, tactical plan, operational plan, proactive, reactive plan, formal, informal plan, standing, single-use plan, long-term and short-term plan. Let's start with the strategic plan. It says it's basically a long-term direction of the organization in which it wants to proceed in future and focuses on the future of the organization, incorporating both the external information gathering by analyzing the company's competitive environment and the firm's internal resources. Managers determine the scope of the business to achieve the organization's long-term objectives. So it has a potential to impact the dramatically positively and negatively on the survival and success of the business, and it is basically for 3 to 5 years of horizon, and it is taken by the top management. The tactical plans are the plans which translate the strategic planning into specific goals for specific part of the organizations, and they are for the shorter period of time, say 1 to 2 years, and although the tactical plans should complement the organizational overall strategic plan, they are often somewhat independent of the other tactical plans. So tactical plans are concerned with implementation of strategic plan by coordinating the work of different departments in the organization. So basically they try to integrate various organization units and ensure the commitment of the strategic plan. Organizational plan, it says it's a translation of the tactical plans into specific goals. It focuses on the short term, and these plans are least complex than the tactical or the strategic plan. So the interaction between the types of plans and the organizational level is as strategic plan is at the corporate and business level, tactical at business and functional level, and operational plan is at only at the functional level. Let's come to the proactive, reactive plans. Proactive plans are the plans which are designed suitable course of action in anticipated of likely changes in the relevant environment. So in this approach, organization do not wait for the environment to change, but it takes action in advance. Like in India, Reliance, Hindustan, Unilever have adopted this approach for the faster growth, whereas reactive plans are plans which comes after the environmental changes have taken place. In such situation, the organization loses opportunity to those organizations which adopt proactive approach. Formal and informal, it says formal is a well-structured process of involving different steps. It happens in the larger organization, whereas informal is undertaken by the smaller organizations and is based on the manager's memory of events, intuitions, gut feeling, rather than based on the systematic evaluation of the environment. Let's come to the single and standing plan. Standing plan, it is put again and used to again and again over a period of time, and once established, they continue to apply until they are modified or abandoned. So standing plan helps the manager in dealing with the routine matters or in a predetermined and consistent manner. And the examples of the standing plan are the organizational missions or long-term objectives, strategies, policies, procedures, and rules. Whereas the single-use plans are the plans which are non-recurring in nature, and they deal with the problems that probably will not repeat in the same form in the future, and they are generally derived from the standing plans. They are projects, budgets, and targets. So organizations set their missions and objectives out of which the strategic actions are determined. In order to put these actions into operations, projects, budgets, etc. are prepared for the specific time period. Let's come to the long term and the short term plan. Long term are basically for 3 to 4 years, 3 to 5 years, whereas the short is basically for the 1 year. The elements to be discussed is like vision. Vision is the philosophy of the vision of an organization are derived from the philosophy and the vision of the key decision makers, and it is the long term goal where the organization wants to see itself. It is a wider descriptive image of what a company wants to be known for, and the vision represents the imagination of the future events and the preparation of the organization for the same. Let's come to the mission. It says it is the organization's purpose or fundamental reason why it exists, the basic theme, objective of its existence. So the mission statement helps the organization link its activity to the needs of the society and legitimate its existence. So it depicts the organization's business character and does so in the ways that distinguish the organization from the other organizations. Objectives are the most important end towards which the organizational or the individual activities are directed, and they are verifiable, that is provable, when at the end of the period one can determine whether or not the objectives have been achieved or not. And objectives are precise and used for specifying the end results which the organization wants to achieve, and the results can be achieved at the varying time period, and so the objectives can be long term or the short term. So strategic planning process has start with the strategic planning process. It has 4 basic components, that is where we are now, where we are going, what is going to be in our way, and what do we need to do to get to where we want to go. So basically this is the diagram of the strategic planning process. It says in an organization process, defining its strategy, direction, making decisions on allocating of its resources to pursue the strategy. So strategic planning process consists of mission and objectives, first, second, environmental scanning, third, strategy formulation, fourth, strategy implementation, and the fifth one is evaluation and control. Let's start with the first step. It says mission and objectives, means it reveals the long-term vision of an organization. It describes an organization's purpose, customer, product, service, market, philosophy, and the basic technology. And the mission statement describes a company's business vision, including the unchanging values, purposes of the firms, and the forward-looking visionary goals that guides the pursuit of the future opportunities. So the objectives may be defined as those ends which the organization seeks to achieve by its existence and operations. So it covers a long range of companies' aim, more specific department goals, and even the individual assignments. The second step is the environmental scanning or surveying the environment. It is basically including collection of the relevant information from the environment, interpreting its impact on the future organizational working, and determining what opportunities and threats, positive or negative aspects, are offered by the environment. So it is basically done at the micro level and the macro and the micro level. So macro is the external factors, that is studying the demographic, social, cultural, economic, political, and legal aspect environment. Internal factors are assessing the company's capabilities and resources, strength, weaknesses, core competency, and competitive advantage. Let's come to the third step of the strategic planning process. It says strategy formulation. Basically, it matches the strengths to the opportunities that it has identified while addressing its weaknesses and external threats. So, our competitive advantages can be based on the cost or differentiation. So, after the strategy is chosen, it is put into implementation. That is, it is put into action. So, the main function of the corporate strategy is to provide strategic direction to the firm. The fourth step is strategy implementation, means it is selected by means of programs, budgets, and procedures, and implementation involves organizations of the firm's resources and motivation of the staff to achieve the objectives, and care must be taken to communicate the strategy and the reasoning behind it. The fifth step is the evaluation and control. So basically it is having few steps, that is the 5 steps: defining the parameters to be measured, defining the target value for those parameters, performing measurements, comparing measured results to the predefined standards, and last one is making necessary changes. So the results of implementation can be compared in the light of the objective set. Control process comes into operation if the results and objectives differ. A further analysis is required to find out the reasons for the gap and taking suitable actions to overcome the problems because of which the gap exists. This may also require a change in the strategy if there is a problem because of the formulation in inadequacy. Let's come to the importance of the strategic planning. It says financial benefits are there. It results in guidance of the organizational activities, it leads to competitive advantage, and there is minimum risk involved. Then there is beneficial for the companies for the long gestation period, promotes motivation and innovation. And the last one is it leads to optimum utilization of the resources, but it has its own limitations and benefits too. The limitations are lack of knowledge, means if the manager do not have the knowledge and skills to prepare the strategic plan, the desired result will not be achieved. Interdependency of unit means different units like corporate level, business level, functional level if they are not coordinated, it will create problems for the effective implementation of the strategic plan. The third one is the managerial perception. It is in order to avoid the developing risky objectives and strategies which may not be able to be achieved, the managers may land up in framing suboptimal goals and plans. And the last one is the financial consideration. This requires lot of time, money, and energy, and the manager may be constrained by these considerations in making effective strategic plans. And the benefits are, it leads to focus, it leads to coordinated action, it leads to control, and it leads to time management. This is all in this module. Thank you so much.